Beautiful. I want to welcome everybody. Thank you for joining us this evening. My name is Byron Nelson, CEO and founder of the Matrix Group. And I'd like to welcome my Matrix Group family to the call for all those that are on. And I know there's a lot of people still trying to figure it out how to get on. For those of you not yet a part of the Matrix Group, if you've elected to participate in this call, then you've already made the decision that working for someone else, following their rules, and living and working in the box they have defined for you is unacceptable. And as you guys know, I'm 100% behind that concept. We're looking for and are seeking and attract only leaders, and you are a leader. You refuse to live and work confined to a box. That's why this was put in place. And you want to determine how much money you can earn, not some boss, but a boss, because you are the boss. So here's what this is all about today. See, it's my pleasure to be amongst you today. This is going to be so phenomenal. I'm so excited. The topic for today's call is acceleration. I think that's what we are all looking for more so than anything else, is how to accelerate our business. And as you guys know, I teach how to get the most touches, that every business, as a business coach, as a wealth coach, that everything is about contact. The one who can make the most contact is going to win in any game of business. And this is about how to collapse time frames and reach more contacts in the shortest period of time with accelerating the speed of communication so that we're more fluid in all that we're doing. I'm not talking about blasting down the highway in Ferraris. I'm not talking about how you're going to get up the hill in a train. I'm talking about accelerating your success, increasing the rate by which we achieve what we define as success. And no matter how we define it, each of us has our own methods, our tools, some more effective than others. And over the years, I've used, if not 90% of them, all of them. I have tried everything. And for those of you that have been around me for a while, I've been working on this technology with a mastermind who you will hear his voice. You know, he is the technological magician. He is beyond any adjective I can give him. He is renowned in what he does in creating this ideology of taking technology from the 21st century to the 22nd century for us to be able to be ahead of everybody else in the business curve. But I have discovered a tool through our merging that is so different, that is so effective, that I wanted to introduce it to our Matrix family. And this is phase one, and our family and our friends and affiliates that just have business, period. And it was created by a company called bBooth. And the technology is called bNotifi. And I've had a custom Matrix Group app built incorporating the bNotifi technology. And I want to show you how it works and how you can get it and how you can start using it immediately. But we're rolling it out as a phase one, phase two, phase three project between now and the beginning of the year, knowing that it's going to take a minute for everybody to get acclimated. But once you understand it, oh my God. See, I have the app set up to attract new IBOs, new distributors to the Matrix Group, but it can be used as a CRM tool to communicate more effectively with existing customers for any business that you currently have, a lead generation tool to attract new customers, or a marketing tool to promote new products or services, no matter what business realm or platform you're working from. See, bBooth has allowed us, the Matrix Group family, to experience many of the app's premium features without cost for a limited time. And we have a very short window, which is why you guys have seen me working feverishly over the last week to get each one of you, exposed to it. And of course, when you don't understand what something can do, you're a little hesitant. You're a little bit slow about doing it. I understand that because the exposure of getting everybody tuned into this call, I was even procrastinating on until I actually saw it all come together, and I have not slept for the past 3 days. So jacked out of my mind of how this is going to help people that have no personality get flat out rich. I am so pleased to announce that I've closed a deal with bBooth that will give us full access exclusivity on what we're doing to all the premium features of the app for those that choose to upgrade after the free trial period for a price that is actually less than a cup of coffee. So I know I've talked to Boris and some other leaders about, well, is it going to cost? Is there money involved? No, this is for us to make money, not to bleed you of money. And I need you guys to be very clear on that. You can now begin to accelerate your success, all for a price that's less than you spend on a cup of coffee. And that's if you want to take it to the next level. I just want you guys to understand this is not in conflict with our policies, our codes. This is strictly to the matrix. It's a tool that's being used for me and what I'm using as a wealth coach for many other businesses in which I instruct, coach, and follow my tutelage. So let me introduce you to my, for lack of short of God, I call him Rocky Wright. He is, you guys, if you knew who he was and knew his documentation, and if you know who I am, which every one of you do, then you know I don't edify someone lightly. Just understand that he created this technology and is helping me put this in play and has granted me one of my 3 wishes in this lifetime, to have something that would just totally turn the world upside down. bBoost, chief technologist, who will show you the app, explain its features, and show you how I'm using it to attract Matrix Group partners at an accelerated rate. Rocky, I want to turn it over to you. Are you there?
I am here. Thank you so much, Byron. Really, really appreciate the intro. And I'm saying, oh, shucks over here. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I want to thank everyone who's participating in the call and demonstration as well. We've worked for a really long time, and we thank Byron so very much for helping us mold and sculpt this technology to one that we think is extraordinarily beneficial for this business, not only from the perspective of communication from corporate to all of the affiliates and to customers, but also for an extraordinary interactive way to receive training, and most importantly, we think for recruiting, because we know how difficult that can be. And I know personally, because I actually tried to do a business, and I found that was the most difficult part of it, because it was difficult for me, it was intimidating. And I remember when I went to the first meeting, and the guy who was sitting in front of the room, he was just absolutely amazing. And he had all of us so excited, and I was knocking people down to get signed up for the business, but then I realized that I couldn't be that guy. And no matter how hard I tried, I just didn't know the product fast enough. I didn't know it well enough. I couldn't get out there. And as much as I tried to leverage that guy, I couldn't, because everybody was trying to leverage that guy, and I just couldn't get to him, and eventually I just quit the business. And so we built the system with that in mind, wanting to build a system that could be assertive, so people would never have to go looking for information, that could be automated, that could be interactive and engaging, that could be state of the art, because now we're in a world of millennials that are very savvy with mobile devices and computer devices, and they have an expectation that any system or business that they become part of or involved with will have levels of interactivity and high levels of technology that makes business easy. They're looking for things that are easy to do and accomplish. And so we built this system so that it is extraordinarily easy. And so I'm going to walk you through very quickly some of the attributes of the technology, how to get it, and what to do once you get it. So many of you should have already installed the application by now. If you haven't, when you install it, you will get an icon that says bNotifi System. And when you open that up, it's going to ask you for an application key. The application key is the Matrix Group. And I'm going to come back and talk about the interface that you receive once you sign in. But what I want to show you first and foremost is how communication happens, because the greatest thing about this communication, as I mentioned, the interaction is assertive. So you don't have to go looking for an email. And as you can see, I just received a notification because I want to build my business. So I want to be able to leverage technology to go do this work for me. And I need somebody good. And I have someone.
Have you ever thought about owning your own business? Making your own hours? Deciding when you want it to work? And how much money you want it to earn? Hello, I'm Byron Nelson, founder of the Matrix Group. How many people do you know that surf the internet, that post pictures online?
I'm going to pause Byron for 1 second, because it's really important to understand what just happened here. And it's important to understand that what just happened here didn't just happen on my computer desktop minus a web browser, meaning I didn't have to open up a web browser and go looking for a website to get information, but instead this information came to me assertively through that little notification. And when it came to me here, it also came to me on my iPhone, and it would come to you on your Android and on your Mac computer, and it's functional and on all these devices without me ever having to go anywhere, and thus the assertiveness of it all. The other great thing about the assertiveness of this technology is it can happen automatically. So you don't have to really do much when you have this system, because Byron has already done the work to build all of these notifications and all these great presentations and training and what to say about the product, about the compensation plan, why this product is so incredible and why people should get involved with it and what it means to their lives as a result of getting involved. Because Byron has done that work. And the great thing is Byron isn't the only one who can do that. Any of the other leaders that are out there, and Byron, you mentioned some names, can come in and do the same thing that Byron is doing and be that lead for all of the affiliates who are trying to grow and build a business, but just don't have the knack of doing that part of it. So I'm going to continue with Byron here, and I'm going to accelerate it because I want you to also see that this technology is interactive.
That send text messages amongst friends, a burning desire and a commitment to live the life that you deserve. Want to know more? Click here. If now is not a convenient time for you and you'd like me to come back later, click here.
So you can see it's interactive. He gave me some options. So I want to get started. So I'm going to click on the Get Started button, and you're going to see once again that Byron will come out and get me going for the next step.
Congratulations. You took the first step in changing your
I want to stop this for a second because I also want to show you that not only is this technology phenomenal for just giving information, it's a fully interactive engagement environment that will also allow for engagement and interactivity to happen in ways that most people have never seen before. So, for example, getting people to conference calls is always a tough thing, and I used to hate it because I would never have the call-in information there, the PIN number, and all those things. So I just got a notification about the conference call. So when Byron comes out this time, you're going to see that he's going to present a phone.
Have you ever thought about owning your...
And the great thing about this phone is this phone allows whoever you've invited to come into the conference call to learn more about this business. All they have to do is put their own phone number in this fully functional telephone here. And when they put their phone number and hit send, it will actually patch them directly into the conference call. So no longer having to call them, number one, to say, hey, don't forget about that call tonight, because Byron or whomever else is the leader for your group and your country. They can actually come out and do that work for you. Not only can they come out and remind them that, hey, the conference call is starting in the next 5 minutes, but they can also give them the phone and just say, look, you don't have to remember the phone number. You don't have to remember the PIN number. Just put your own number in here and hit the send button, and we'll give you a call and bring you directly into the call. So yes, sir.
I just want to interject. So Boris and Renata, Daniel, and all the Team C's and above, this can be a controlled environment for demographics, per city, per organization, per country, that we can have all kinds of, literally where we can have it funneled wherever it needs to go. We already have a platform in which we have it leveraged through Spanish as well as in Russian, which means we have the technology to flip this into any language that we need to have it in. You're talking about whenever there's a change. Let's say there's a last minute change and an office shuts down and we can't have the meeting there that night. Immediately we can drop this and everybody knows where the address is without having to text, email, or get in touch and call people or leave a sign on the door. When we're at a national convention, whatever is going on, the people that are there immediately will be notified. What this is capable of doing is beyond any adjective I could possibly tell you, but I know you guys know how difficult it is. We spend more time in getting in touch with people, whether it is attracting new customers, attracting new prospects, or updating them on where we are and what we're doing, how we're doing it. So we're collapsing time frames, and as you guys all know, in my system of 4Gs Inc., the most important critical piece to this opportunity is communication. So I wanted you guys to really understand what he's sharing here. Pay attention. And for the core leaders, I'll have a further conversation in which Rocky can come back and have a conversation. But I want you guys to get that. Okay? I'm sorry, Rocky. Go right ahead, baby.
No, absolutely. I appreciate you jumping in. So the next thing I want to talk about is the interface, because one thing that's truly important is to also remember that the engagement that this system allows for is not only ongoing and automated, but it also keeps you relevant and top of mind. And that communication can be anything. And remembering there's customers and there are IDOs, your interaction engagement with customers. I'm sorry, Byron, your mic is still on. The other good thing to remember is that the customer engagement may be different than the IBO engagement, but as Byron just said, you can cater those engagements. So even if it's just to reach out to a customer to say thank you, to say, hey, I just want to check up on you. I did a product once where these guys came in on a business and they brought me product for working out and cutting down fat and that sort of thing. And I bought all this product from them this one time. And when they left, they never really told me how to use that product. They never engaged me ever again. And that product sat on my desk for 6 months before I took it home for another 6 before my wife just threw it away. And they never ever got any more business out of me because they never engaged me anymore. And they probably didn't because they just didn't have the time. They were probably stretched too thin. So the beauty of a system like this in the automated fashion that is built in, the system can actually go out and do those engagements for you. You can go out and tell someone, hey, it's time to do this. Hey, have you considered this? Hey, we just want to say hello and we want to say thank you. So staying relevant and top of mind because of a continual engagement. And remember, your work of leveraging this system is having the system. That's it, is having the system. So once you have the system, the rest of the work Byron has done on this side, and again, the people he mentioned can do it for the other sides as well, in other organization groups and countries, and various languages as well. So it's a fully automated system, and it's an amazing system because you can also go in and all of this great content, you can share it. And when you choose to share it, you can share it in multiple places. So on your Twitter account, your Facebook and Google Plus and LinkedIn and Pinterest and emails and messages and all over the place, you could actually send Byron or
Daniel, exactly,
or Renata. You can actually send them to go do what you just saw Byron do on my screen here. And you can send them to go do that work for you in a very, very simple one-button push way. So the system is done. It's built so you can very easily share this entire business by clicking one button, share the business, and it will take it from there. And one of the other great things is there's training videos, and these videos can be uploaded, again, in any language by anybody, and you can leverage these videos to learn things in very cool, interactive ways. You can also take advantage of the products, and most importantly, this little tracker here is very cool because we also built the ability for you to talk to people who are in your downline, to be able to chat with them, and we can even include video chatting with them. If you want to reach out to someone who's in Gloria's downline or someone who's in Clifford's downline or whoever it is, you can reach down and have communication to encourage people to help them get going, to offer them help, to ask them what's going on, whatever you need to do. The system is a very inclusive, fully integrated system with, again, some of the most amazing technology that there is. And it can grow and grow and grow. There's a full analytic engine. You can see who's engaging, who's not engaging, and then you can reach out to them and check in and see why. One last thing that I want to show you before we jump off or before I finish up here, is that this content is completely non-obtrusive. These are for people who are interested in doing this business, have expressed an interest in the business. And I'm gonna mute Byron for a second because I want to show you that if somebody were working on a document, an Excel spreadsheet, and Byron needed to reach out, or Daniel needed to reach out, or Nada, or anyone else wanted to reach out, they don't have to stop doing what they're doing on their computer device or in order to engage with that content. No matter what they're doing, that content can still be there, and it will never stop them from getting their work done or doing the things they want. It has a built-in drip system. It has a calendaring system, so things can come out on specific days every week, every month, every year. I showed you the conference call attribute of it. You can snooze content and say, you know what, I can't do this right now, come back in a few days, and the system will automatically snooze it until that time and come back out and resume. So again, fully automated, very integrated technology that we're very, very excited to have worked so hard with Byron to build for this organization. And we're excited about having any questions answered and you guys actually jumping in and starting to use the system. So again, I can't thank you enough, Byron, and I can't thank all of the participants who have come in to see the system, and we look forward to any questions. And we look forward to seeing you guys really take advantage of this incredible system.
Can you actually open up Boris's line for me, Rocky? I think he has a question, and then if anybody else has a question while we're here.
Let me see if I can find Boris.
He's right underneath you, actually, two below you.
Okay, let's see. I wish this thing was in alphabetical order. Let me see if I have.
Sheila or Rory has access to that. Maybe Sheila has access to it.
Let's see. Oh, I see Boris.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm trying to unmute Boris right now. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, there you go, Boris. How are you?
Hi, how are you, Eric?
I'm doing fantastic. Very nice to meet you, sir.
I'm here. So right away, a couple questions. As I understand, and I talked to Mr. Nelson, we can have the way he comes out and explains the opportunity and all the other attributes of the business. We can have it in different languages, right?
That is correct.
So obviously it has to be produced by you, right?
Not by us, not at all. We built the system. We have a little cheat sheet that we can give you. And one thing I didn't mention is content can be anything. It can be you from a video on your cell phone. It could be photos, audio. It could be a video that you would put up on YouTube. You can make all of that interactive, or you can shoot these walkouts. We did that on green screen, and you can do that from wherever you are. You don't have to be with us. We don't have to do it. We built it so that there's a back-end admin system. You can just record those on your own and just upload them into the system, and off you go.
And part of what I'm doing, Boris, is I'm actually bringing out a camera crew for Phoenix to do testimonials from our entire team for people to have a segment of being able to have our own success stories and our own leaders with the cross-pollination of every different, denomination as well as culture back with us. We can do anything we want and create whatever type of environment we want through this. And answering that question specifically, just echoing what Rocky just said, yeah, you could do this from a video. In fact, I'm actually, if you go to when it first opens up, an introduction, we can have a platform where it's a choice of whatever marketplace that we have leaders in. We're going to set up a map where we have our hubs. So we'll have Toronto, New York, Chicago, LA, Atlanta, London, where you have, our group out there in London. So we're going to have what we call our own hub of where
so the people can make a choice.
Exactly.
Who they want to see, who they want to hear.
100%.
Okay, great. Second question is the downline icon, or in the downline system, you guys going to upload each of our downline?
No, I'm not going to put our personal information out there. I want to stay away from ACN as much as possible as far as we can use our own ID numbers. So either we can use our own IBO numbers, which really is a map, so to speak, that it won't have access to anything in ACN. If you'll notice in the language when you get a chance to see this app, I have not said one thing about ACN. I have said nothing about anything except for our organization, because I don't want to have to get into getting disapproved, or this is going to be blocked, or this is going to be stopped. I paid too much time and we have put too much money behind this.
No, that wasn't the question. The question is, Rocky, can you take me back to that blue screen?
Sure. The interface?
Interface, yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. My downline.
Yes.
Who is going to be in there?
So what we did is we built a system, and this is an optional piece of the system that we built. When people sign up, we ask them for their IBO number and whoever referred them. And so if they put that information in there, then it will track that information for whomever the person is, for all the people who end up in that line. So we do track who signs up into the system and who they say referred them. Exactly. So we have data, and also because we built in this communication attribute within the application. So if everyone does that, then yes, you're able to see the people who came in and said that you referred them, and you can see that lineage as far down as you want it to go.
Okay. Because as I understand, Mr. Nelson has all of us, since he did this for the Matrix group, he has, we're all in his downline, and let's say I'm talking about my downline, I have whatever many people I have in my downline, so they would be referred to this by me, or they can refer someone else, by them, right?
Yeah, 100%. And part of what, why we would actually use it, I'll tell you, Boris, where this whole thought process, I had an idea, I'm just going to say it briefly. When I first started in the business, if we could ever rewind time and start over, all of us know how many mistakes we've made. One of my greatest grievances is that I did not follow up on a brainchild I had when I started to create a portal that hypothetically, let's just say, John Doe got started in the business, and every customer that he acquired when he first started, the leaders would be able to input their information of all the customers and have our own database, because the true equity of the network marketing piece of ACN is the customer base. Now, what if we, and what pisses me off more that I did not follow that thought, but everything happens in its time. Obviously, technology was not where it is today. What if we could go back and get 50% of the people that got started in the business have access to all the customers of all the people that quit, instead of when they quit waiting for their contract to end or waiting for this, and knowing that they had cell, knowing they had internet, and being able to go back and recover those customers as a representative of our organization and be able to either sign them up personally or within our organization, entitled only to the upper echelon of our organization of TCs and above. What would that do?
Okay, got it. So this portal can be used not only by IBOs, but also by customers.
100%.
Okay.
In fact, we created a whole platform and another conversation, we just don't have the time this evening, in which I've done walkouts specifically to target the business-minded individual and the corporate people for merchant services and for energy and any other services that they want. In fact, this is actually the end result of this is more so to attract customers more so than to attract the representatives, though we're utilizing it for both.
Okay. Not to contradict, I mean, I from what I see so far, I absolutely like it. Going into ACN and what ACN is doing, from what we know, they want to build the system, or are they building the system where they're going to be accessing the customers of those IBOs who quit, try to upsell them the product or try to control that. Is that correct?
100%. But between you and I, they've been promising that for the last 10 years, Boris.
Okay. All right. So, guys, so we will be able to go to those customers. I mean, we're not going to be able to go to the customers prior to this, but we will be able to access customers in the future.
100%. And what we're going to do is, like I said, this is phase one. I wanted you to just get excited about the concept because it's a slow roll in the beginning. It's going to create critical mass in less than 90 days, and I'm going to actually request, based on your schedule, either one or two of the executives between Rocky and the three people that I'm working with to be there with us in Phoenix and in the first weekend of December, where we're going to really explain this, and we're going to have a roundtable with just me and about 5 of us as far as RVPs to really put our heads together to create something that is just ridiculously magical to take it to a whole nother level.
Okay. So going into the upgrade membership, based on that information that I see right now, it's $4.95 per month, correct?
This is all free right now. This
I understand.
Afterwards, that's something that we're going to discuss between us and in Phoenix.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So we will have an access. I mean, from my understanding, you will make a decision who will have the access to the
100%. And I will trust. Yeah, I'm going to trust your judgment on the leaders in your organization, and we'll discuss them.
Right.
Leader that's in my group that is going to be at this roundtable. Yeah.
Right. Who will create similar videos in the different languages,
right,
and the content in the different languages, to be able to access Russians, Chinese, whoever they are.
Exactly.
And people can make a choice going into that. And we also can share it obviously in all the media, right?
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So far I got it.
Cool. Awesome. I don't know if there's a way of opening up. Is there a chat line on here, Rocky, where if anybody else had a question, then we can open it to let them speak? Or
I don't think so. I think that's why they put this together here for folks to be able to send in their questions and comments.
Okay.
And I just want to say one more thing that I didn't mention about the interactivity with the technology.
Rocky, excuse me 1 second before I had a thought.
Yes, sir.
How does it affect the what's the right word? I wouldn't say. I mean, I guess it's legality of contacting the customers that particularly will not acquired maybe by me personally, by someone in my downline.
well, what would happen is their ID number when a customer is let's say Leon utilizes this system to go and attract a new customer or send information in regards to a platform that would attract that customer. That's where the ID number comes in, that it would immediately go to his attention and he would get credit for it. So there will be, it's built on 100% of integrity of making sure that by having their ID number, whatever system we leverage, or the IBO number, that it would go to that person. Let's say that somebody else referred it and they were given, Leon says, here's my IBO number to be able to just refer it, and they aren't in the business, because we all have people to refer as customers that aren't even doing the business.
Okay. But because we all know our downline and we actually know everybody's IBO number because it's in our back ACN office.
Correct.
That IBO number is, it probably can stay as an ID to get into this system.
100%.
Obviously with a different password, because IBO, although it's unique for the ACN representative, it's not unique because we know everybody know about other people's IBO number itself.
Exactly.
So that's okay. I mean, the password is whatever password they created. Also, I noticed something that you guys captured the password from my email here. How? Because is that true or no? Because my password was test, but right now my password is the same password I used for my email. How did that happen?
You had to type it in. I didn't put anything in, and they don't have access to my downline. Nobody else has access to that. So whatever you put in, that's what it captures.
Okay, I don't remember putting it in, but whatever, maybe.
Yeah, I have not given them access to any of my downline, not even my own IBO number. So when we were going back and forth and we did test first, I don't know what you put in after that. That's okay. When you pop.
So I think your decision has to be made is either we keep the IBO number as an ID or we create whatever the ID number we should create. You understand?
Exactly.
And I guess we can discuss that in Phoenix.
Yeah.
All right. Now, is every part of this first launch is operational, or still has to be tweaked to the perfection?
No, this is ready to go, what we have currently. All we're going to do is build on it and make it bigger and bigger as far as different presenters, more information, more access to different portals as we brainstorm in Phoenix and go to a second phase of making it better.
What's our free time for that?
We haven't discussed that either. We can actually discuss that in Phoenix. I mean, Rocky and this team is open to whatever is going to be the most effective and efficient way of being able to get the greatest bang for our buck to be able to truly maximize this.
Okay. My opinion on that is that it should be related to each leader in your group or in my group or in Daniel's group. Once they get a hang of it and become professional in operating that pretty much should be the time for us to launch it. And if there's an upgrade exists, people want to upgrade. By the way, what will upgrade include and what it doesn't include?
That's what we're going to sit down and talk about in Phoenix, because there's a whole lot more to be able to upgrade. Meaning maybe we just give them the system to be able to utilize it for a peaking tool, or to be able to just go and attract new prospects. And maybe they want to be able to access the follow-up system of what we have to truly be able to close them out and have access to the snail trail, which is being able to go and check on did they actually look at it? How long of the video did they look at? How much of it did they watch it 2 or 3 times? So I mean, there's a whole lot that we can actually discuss. This is the first time everybody's actually seeing it in what I've been working on.
Okay. So I think we should do is, the system is great. We should really have, at least a couple discussions in moving forward.
100%.
And when we'll establish all time frames for us working this properly, because the system exists, if we don't work it properly, it's meaningless.
100%.
So we have to have those couple discussions, and at that time we'll set the time frames, and then that's how I think it should be working.
That's exactly what we're doing. That's why we're making everybody aware of it now. We're on the same page.
Okay. All right.
And Boris, I just want to interject one more thing here that I didn't talk about is in the levels of interactivity that's built into this environment, when content is displayed and it comes out on the mobile device, the mobile device, the interactivity is exactly the same as you see on my desktop. So if there's a button to click, you can actually still click that button on the mobile device when someone walks out and talks to you on your mobile device. And then also, one of the great things about the interactivity is not only can you launch secondary videos, surveys, and forms for people to fill out, but it'll also automatically open up websites as well. So when you're at that decision point, and one of the videos that you'll see in the notification list.
I wanted to come back to that because it opened up Mr. Nelson's website. So in my case, it's going to open up my website, or in my downline's case, it's going to open up their website, correct? So it's going to be the website addresses going to be assigned to the particular ID number of that platform, correct?
Exactly. It absolutely can, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And it does it automatically. And again, automation is a big deal in this environment because again, we know how difficult it can be to get people going. So there's a lot of incredible automation built into the system.
Yeah, I understand.
Daniel, I just unmuted you. Do you have anything you want to ask or say?
I think that Boris had a lot of intelligent questions, and he did a good job asking some good things. I think we get the general concept, but I think that obviously we need to have further conversation to be able to get some more of the details, ironed out, and so that we can learn how to use it properly and how that we can make it effective. But I think that the basic idea and foundation has been laid on the whole project right now. And again, I think we're not going to get everything done tonight, but I think we got the main points done. Boris had a great question.
So in general words, it's going to incorporate us using Skype, us sending or texting links of individual things that we wanted the other people to see. It's going to incorporate all that into one system.
One system, consolidation, one-stop exposure, attracting customers, recruiting new people, utilizing. I mean, if you can get excited about being able to reach 100 people, just imagine if you have one prospect that comes in and what's the first thing we tell them to do? Make a list. And what's their first adversity or challenge in being able to overcome? Let's say somebody who either lacks confidence or even more so, the people we're attracting now, people who actually lack time. But what if they can actually send out a video on any of the leaders that we choose, or I can actually expand it to either other leaders that are in the company that are already excited. I mean, I have just the concept of people that understand this technology, like, for example, Artie Napolitano and many others, in which are like, can I get on? Can I get on? They're ready to take advantage of it and move it immediately. I need you guys to be excited about it because you guys are my family and my kids, and they're the ones that are going to be able to take the greatest advantage of it. The other option they gave to me is, okay, well, Byron, do you want to take this directly to ACN? No, I don't want to take it directly to ACN. I want you guys to be able to take advantage of it and get paid off of it. So whatever concept, this is not a monarchy here, and you guys know how I feel about the Matrix. This is a round table. We have a lot of our kids on the phone. So it's something that if you can get excited about having your weakest rep go out there and reach 100 people in less than 48 hours versus you having to wait 2, 3, 4 weeks for them to possibly set up a PBR and only have 3 people at the PBR. That in itself can get you totally jacked out of your mind.
Right. Okay. All right. I'm cool. I'm cool. I think what should happen is, and this is probably again the right way in my mind. I think when the leaders get hang of it, we will have a training, group trainings for our IBOs, whoever is active, and slowly the amount of IBOs will start joining the system. You understand? Again, the leaders have to get a grasp of it first, and based on that, definitely push it into the market.
Well, one thing we know is to confuse people do nothing. So the last thing I want to do is create confusion. We're doing everything. A lot of time, a lot of manpower and energy has been put in to get it to this point. Of course, if you got 12 cooks in the kitchen, nothing ever gets done. So
Right.
all of this has been done 120% with you guys' interest at heart first. I put you guys first in regards to putting this together. So
one thing I couldn't get it clear when that phone pops up. I think either the voice got cut off because there is not a clear information on what to do with that phone.
Yeah, so in that example, what would happen is somebody would walk out and say, hey, it's time for the conference call, or hey, if you want to speak to your rep, or whatever you guys, however you want to leverage it, the person who comes out and presents the phone actually explains it. So they would come out and say, hey, it's time for the call. Put your phone number in this phone and hit the green send button, and we'll pull you into the call.
Oh, I got it. So that wasn't said because it's just an example. I got it.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Exactly.
There's lots of utilizations of that kind, that piece of the technology. So I just wanted you to kind of see some of the different things that we can do from an interactive perspective with the technology.
Can we, what will be also cool? Because we spend a lot of time explaining people how to enter a freaking bill in. I think it would be an absolutely fantastic idea to create a portal similar to that phone where we're showing a bill and directing people on how to do certain things with the bill.
100%, we can do all of that.
All right.
And last but not least, and then before we jump off here, is one of the exciting things about our company is we are a technology company. So if there are things that you guys say, hey, we really need this, we created this technology. So if there's something that you need that needs to be integrated, that the masses want, that you guys say we have to have or we need or would make it better, whatever it is, we are a technology company and we can build anything. So keep that in mind also as you think, beyond, what you're accustomed to, and really leverage your imagination to create some really, really incredible things for the business.
Yeah, whatever you guys have in your mind that you want to create, just know I can't put Rocky's business out there in the street, which is many people on this call. But when I tell you that he's one of the top 1% of technology experts in the world, that's who you're talking to. So whatever you guys want to create, we can create it. I just want you guys to be excited about creating something that's going to be able to collapse a 6-month journey down to a 30-month journey and getting to the people we need to get to fastest, quicker, and accumulating greater market share in a greater time than anybody else in our organization, in our company, and in the industry. This is going to topple everything. This is technology beyond anything anybody is even using in the industry right now.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
More than welcome.
Thank you guys so very much.
All right, baby.
Thank you, Byron.
Love you, man.
Take care. Love you too.
Thank you all. Appreciate you.
All right,
Bye-bye.